Welcome to the Sports Bros Podcast, featuring the almighty B-Live, the money man Scotty D, and your host, the head of creative Eddie Cool. The Sports Bros Podcast, by the fan, for the fan, talking sports just the way you like it. And without any further ado, let's give it up for the Sports Bros. It's Tuesday, so you know what time it is. Like two watches, it is time once again for your favorite sports podcast, none other than the Sports Bros Podcast, coming at you on a very warm Monday, because you know we record Monday and we publish on Tuesday. If you haven't noticed that by now, then what's wrong with you? What you doing? So anyways, man, we're happy to be here. Preseason football is over with. But we're going to talk more about the regular season coming up and who we think is going to win the Rookie of the Year awards, the MVP picks, and the remainder of our divisional previews, all right? With that being said, I'm Eddie Cool, and of course, that's enough of my incoherent rambling. I could not do this by myself. I tried, but it ain't no good. It ain't no fun. Not only do I have one, but I have two of the best co-hosts in the world. Introducing first, live from these shared studios in Fayetteville, North Carolina, the almighty B-Live.
What's happening? What's going on in the world today? Oh, I get to say this with all types of fun and laughter and whatnots. We've already had college football, and we've already had our upset of the year candidate in week 0. Everybody is on notice. We have no idea what's going on. Transfer portal, new players here, filling in holes and slots and whatnot, and it shows. I'll get into that a little bit later, but man, football is here. Football is here. Oh, I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Go ahead and talk to the other guy, because I know he's got some exciting news as well that we just received just a little bit ago. Maybe he wants to talk about it. Maybe he doesn't. Yes, sir.
All right, with that being said, the other guy, he is the pride of Washington, Pennsylvania. He is the one, the only, the money man, Scotty D, who should be happy, and he tell us why.
Jerry had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Jerry had a little lamb. He paid him lots of dough.
Impressive. Yeah. I see what you did there.
How about that?
Money man. Yeah, money man. Yeah, man.
This story has soft tissue injury written all over it. As CeeDee Lamb skips camp, but he's on his way to practice. This has blown out knee written all over it. This is, whatever. I'm glad he's in camp, but this is not a Super Bowl team. I think I'm more excited that I don't have to hear about it anymore. And hopefully this will open the door for the final chapter of the Brandon Ayuk situation, because that is exhausting hearing about Brandon Ayuk. But yeah, I'm glad the Cowboys have got the CeeDee Lamb thing. What did he get? $34 million, making him this highest paid. So he's the second highest paid wide receiver in the NFL, behind Justin Jefferson and ahead of A.J. Brown. And that's he was in line to be a month ago, whenever they offered him $33 million. So it took him a month to pay this guy $1 million extra dollars. Is that really what happened?
That sounds about right. That sounds right. PowerPoint, of course.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the guarantees, maybe, because
got the highest signing bonus ever.
$100 million guaranteed.
With a $38 million signing bonus. I mean, I, for one, as a Cowboy fan, I can tell you, it's really not about wins and losses. I'm just glad that CeeDee Lamb no longer will be struggling to feed his family. He won't be struggling to pay his bills anymore. And that's really what it's all about as a fan. I don't want to see CeeDee Lamb have to struggle by any longer on his $17 million contract. He can finally relax and take care of his bills and take care of his family.
Well,
Give me about $4.5 million, and I make it. I'll feed a lot of family.
let me put that asterisk right there for those that are not able to see us, only can hear us. There was a big whopping glob of sarcasm in Scotty D's expression right there, because that's
Yeah.
I'm just happy for CD Lamb that
yeah.
he no longer has to live paycheck to paycheck. That's what I'm glad for him.
I'm gonna go order some lamb chops. All of a sudden, they just went up in value.
Yeah. Good old CD Lamb, the best hands in NFL. Don't believe me? Ask that girl to try to go through his phone on draft night. Ain't nobody told you to touch that. The best hands ever. Well, I don't know if you know, listeners, but this pretty much is going to be a football centric episode. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into it. The top of the order.
Aaron Judge.
Bad man. All right, let's get this thing started. Here it is, the top of the order. Quick programming note. Next week, we going on break. You know what? Because we don't like working on holidays. Even though the regular 9 to 5s wants to work on holidays, here at the Sports Bros podcast, El Capitana says, you know what? We going to take the day off, all right? So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and cram in the remaining of our divisional previews and predictions. And also we will give you our Rookie of the Year picks as well as the MVP picks.
So the next time we're talking, we will already have completed week 1 other than the Monday Night Football games of the NFL. Wow, that is exciting news.
Oh, man, oh man.
Yes,
I cannot wait.
It is here. Fancy football here. I'm going to beat everybody. All right, so let's go ahead and be live. Let's take that trip down south to the National Football Conference, the NFC South. Carolina Panthers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Atlanta Falcons, and New Orleans Saints. And I will go first. I think the biggest threat in the division are the Atlanta Falcons because they have Bijan Robinson. They went out and got Calais Campbell. They went out and got Kirk Cousins. The wide receiver core ain't that bad. Finally, Drake London has a wide receiver going to throw on the ball, and also Kyle Pitts. Will the Falcons actually utilize him this year after just spinning around in circles in previous seasons? That's one of my main concerns too. So that offense with Raheem Morris, it looks to be primed for a big time breakout season. Let's go to us, be live, the Carolina Panthers. You know what? Let's see what Coach Canellis can do. We see the work that he done. Coach Dave Canellis. We got a new coach.
I didn't even know that.
Yes, Scotty D, you did know that. Dave Canellis, he was a former quarterback coach in Seattle. You see what he did with Geno Smith that 1 year, then with the Tampa Bay, and see what he did for Baker Mayfield that 1 year. Can he have that magic as a full-time head coach with Bryce Young this upcoming year too? I also like the drafting of Xavier Leggett. Be live, is that it? Leggett?
Yeah, Leggett.
Xavier
Yeah.
Leggett. We're going to see who catch that ball. We're going to see what he do.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also got Jonathan Brooks, the running back out of Texas, and his teammate, the tight end, who escapes my name, but he looks pretty good on film as well too. Defense, it's going to be a wait and see thing. Defense is going to be a wait and see thing. I think they'll have a bend but don't break defense, but I think the problem will be is what will the offense do to make the defense work less as hard? So that's still a mystery. The Saints, who cares? No, I'm joking. I don't know what you're gonna get with the Saints. I really and truly don't. I just don't know. I'm trying to pay him attention. I know that Michael Thomas ain't there no more, which means they have was it Puka's brother Samson
Gotcha.
Nakua? Hopefully that guy made a roster because he returned a missed field goal for damn near 106 yards and was this close from scoring a touchdown. So that should at least get him a spot on a practice squad or something. So that whole same situation with Derek Carr and Dennis Allen, it'll be very, very interesting to see. And Tampa Bay, can Baker do what he did last year? I think he can. It's possible. It's possible. And they got Chris Godwin and old reliable Mike Evans, who I feel is a first ballot Hall of Famer. The running backs look good. And the defense, is Tampa Bay is going to be Tampa Bay. So With that being said, it's gonna pain me to say this, but I got Atlanta winning the division. Be live, what say you?
Here's the thing with what we do here as the Sports Bros podcast. With for the fan, by the fan, we are fans at the end of the day, et cetera, et cetera, you know. And as fans, even realistic fans got to see the writing on the wall. I mean, our Panthers, they will improve because there's no way not to improve. They have to.
Ain't nowhere to go but up.
Right. And so, I mean, I give them a few more wins this year. NFC South is still the NFC South. It's not that you're going to get a division winner that makes the playoffs. They'll get a home game and most likely will lose the home game because it's just the NFC South is struggling. I mean, at the end of the day, you look at quarterback play, and that's why I picked the Falcons winning the division. I think Kirk Cousins is the out of the four starting quarterbacks, you got Cousins, Bryce Young, Derek Carr, and who the other Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield, yeah.
Just out of those four, Kirk Cousins is the better of the four. And then their skill set positions, like I think the Falcon fans are glad to have Arthur Smith out of the building because he couldn't call a game if he tried. But I'm going Falcons, and they're going to be the only team that makes it to the playoffs. Scotty D, what say you?
I agree with all that. I'm taking the Falcons. I think Baker Mayfield hit his ceiling, and he might still be that this coming season. But I think when you look at the screen, you're going to see on the right third of the screen in the hunt. That's where you'll see Tampa Bay's name all season, and it won't be any closer than that. And I think Kirk Cousins gives his team some legitimacy, and I think he will start throwing to Pitts, and you got to feature your running back. You got to feature Bijan. So I'm going Falcons too. That's a sweep for the Falcons across the Sports Bros board.
I'm gonna write this down. ATL wins the division. Let's go ahead and slick it and slide. What we about to say, be live?
Oh, I'm just throwing up in my mouth. That's all.
Yeah, trust me. It pains me as well too. But got to be realistic though. All right, over to the AFC South. Our little brother that came in the same league, same time as we did in the league. The Jacksonville Jaguars, the Colts, the Titans of Tennessee, and H-Time, and the Houston Texans. Once again, Scotty D, I'm gonna let you go first.
This division to me is 4 question marks.
Okay.
To me, I don't think anything jumps off the page like Atlanta did to me in the other one. I'm very interested to see what Tennessee looks like this year, but I don't think that they're going to be ready to compete. And I think that the Texans are the obvious choice here, and they take a step back. I'm going with Jacksonville. I think this is the year that Trevor Lawrence has to really have a big time season. And and Peterson's been to a Super Bowl before. It's not like he's dumb. They just have had a little bit of struggle, but I think they're going to figure it out this year. And I think you're going to see a little slight bit of regression out of the Texans. I know they've loaded up. I don't know why. I just have the feeling I'm going with Jacksonville. Be live.
Well, actually, Scotty D, do you think the fact that they've gotten Stephon Diggs and the wide receiver core, you think they won't be able to spread the ball around effectively enough, or what?
I don't know. I mean, they're going to have multiple alpha males needing the ball down there. And
Yeah.
CJ Stroud now has a season of film on him to defend. So, he came out of the gates so unexpectedly. And what was their record last year? Like 9-8?
Ooh,
9-7 or 10-7? Yeah. No,
Yeah.
The Texans, Houston Texans. I think they were 9-8 and made the playoffs as a wild card. It wasn't like they were 12-5. They
weren't world beaters.
No,
right.
Yeah,
it was a nice story, and they played well enough and want to be able to sneak into the wild card situation. But and I'm not saying that this isn't a team built for the future, and I could be completely wrong here. I just think that this year there might see a little bit of a step back.
Houston won the division last year, but it was 10-7.
10-7.
Right. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. They won the division. Played that opening.
Jacksonville fell apart.
Oof.
They did.
Yeah, Jacksonville.
If they do that again, then there will be a head coaching change to be made, I think. But that's why this is kind of a crucial season for Jacksonville.
Trevor Lawrence did get the paycheck. Now here's the thing: we've looked in the past when players get that big paycheck, do they always perform to that paycheck? And here's the thing: is you guys know how diehard of a Clemson Tiger fan I am, And the fact that Trevor Lawrence is in the league, he's gotten his paycheck, but I still haven't seen that breakout season from him. And I I'm not convinced even still. Like they lost
Not sure if
Calvin
he has it in him.
they lost Calvin Ridley. They picked up somebody. I can't remember. I know they picked up a wide receiver. I
You talking
don't
about this season? They got Gabe Davis from the Bills.
Gabe they lose Calvin Ridley, gain Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis is he's gonna get you 180 yards and 4 touchdowns, or he's gonna get you 20 yards, 2 drops, and no touchdowns.
And
So
and one hissy fit.
so I just I don't see where the Jaguars improved at all, where it's clear cut that the Texans improved. Like, granted, Scotty D, I'm with you 100% when you say that now there's a year of film for CJ Stroud. But now you have that year of film, but now you have a top-notch #1 receiver in Stephon Diggs. Don't overfeed him the ball. Like, I need you to stand 10 toes down. Hey, distribute the ball. There should be like that's the big factor right there. Was it Tank Dell?
Nico Collins.
Nico Collins, Joe Mixon out of the backfield. I mean, distribute the ball. You've got weapons across the board. Do not fall into that wormhole that is Stephon Diggs, where because Josh Allen got into trouble trying to force the ball to Stephon Diggs. Don't fall into that. He's got to understand that, hey, the best way for Houston to win is to be unpredictable. The second you become predictable, Houston doesn't have that flair, that flash, and they fall into that place that Scotty D was alluding to. Alluding to. I learned that allude are 2 different words. Thought
I didn't know
I
that.
knew everything.
So
But
what are you saying? You're picking the Texans?
I am yes.
Okay.
I got long-winded. I apologize.
It's all
And
good.
Eddie Cool's got the Colts. Got it. Cool.
Hell no, you didn't even mention the Colts. I was like, Scotty, you said nothing about the Colts. I'm gonna just say this, man. The Colts, I don't have any high expectations out of them. I mean, Anthony Richardson's gonna be back, but for how long? I don't know. Did he learn his
It's
lesson last
basically a
year?
rookie year too. Basically,
Yeah, a rookie year. Tennessee, Will Levis, still a wait and see.
interesting though.
Still, yeah, and still a wait and see. Jacksonville, I'm gonna tell y'all name real quick. Brian Thomas Jr. Apparently, he's usurped Christian Kirk as the #1 wide receiver, #1 or #2. Makes 6'3", 209 pounds.
Jacksonville, right? Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot about him.
yeah.
That is right.
Yeah, how I know about him in I was in the dynasty league and I did my research. Brian Thomas Jr., tall, lengthy wide receiver for Trevor Lawrence to just put the ball up and give it to him. Now all Trevor has to do is take the football and get it to the wide receivers and not mess it up. You still got Travis Etienne, so the offense could be either high powered or they could become one dimensional and get shut down real quick, fast, and in a hurry. I think Houston wins the damn division again. I think they win the division again. They're fully loaded. They have an embarrassment of riches at across all positions. But then again, I'm kind of like Scotty D. Will that embarrassment of riches come back to bite you in the butt? Because, like you said, like both of you said, like you said, Be Live, you got to figure out how to get the ball to Stephon Diggs if he start hooting and holler. And then Scotty D was like, well, hopefully this will be the year that he gets it done. So I think the Texans get it done. They will have very little resistance in the AFC South. So I picked the Texans. Scotty D, you picked
I'm on my own on this one with Jacksonville.
okay Jacksonville, and Be Live, you picked Houston too, right?
Yep.
All right, let's go ahead and take a trip out to the West Side, NFC West. 49ers, as they say, not the 49ers. Be Live, they say back on the 49ers.
49ers.
Niners. Yeah, the 49ers, the Rams of Los Angeles, the Arizona Cardinals, and the Seattle Seahawks. Caw-caw. I can't stand the Seahawks. Myrtle Beach, Seattle. I don't care. I almost got attacked by one in Seattle, but that's a different story. That's neither here nor there. San Francisco, I'm like you, Scotty D. I'm about to tie this whole Brandon Ayuk situation. Either you're going to sign a contract or you're going to stay home. Either you're going to come in to the season as a sign of contract and get a soft tissue issue, and all that fun stuff. Christian McCaffrey's still all world. Anybody know what the hell's going on with the Trent Williams situation? He's still holding out. Um, I think defensively, they'll still be good. The 49ers, I think the 49ers will be the 49ers. The Rams, I think the Rams really give them some trouble. I think the Rams might take them to an overtime game or two because I think they will play them tough. Matt Stafford's back. You know, people are like, oh man, look at Matt Stafford. I mean, you got to understand, Matt Stafford, he's not finding success. Hey, blame that on Detroit. All right, that was a byproduct of the Detroit Lions system and how they ran stuff. See what happens when you get a change of scenery. You come to LA, you'll be there for a year, you come back and you win a championship. People think Puka Nacua might be a flash in the pan. I think otherwise. I think him and Cooper Kupp get on the same page and they act a monkey fool in the NFC West. And let's not forget about Blake Corum in the backfield, and Kyron Williams is too. So I think the Rams will challenge the 49ers for the division crown. Arizona, kind of wait and see. We got Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't know. And there's a lot going on with them with wide receiver with Greg Dortch and company and with Marvin Harrison Jr. And I forgot what's the kid name? Michael Jones, Michael Johnson, whatever his name is. His name escapes me, so we got that going on too. In Seattle, with Geno Smith, we gonna see. We gonna see. But I'm gonna roll with the Rams.
Oof.
Mm.
I'm gonna roll with the Rams, man. I think the Rams. I think the Rams make some stuff happen this year. I think they do. I think they do. I will go with the 49ers, but I think McVay might have a trick up under that short sleeve. What say you, Scotty D?
Man, I've been on the fence with this one all day trying to decide which way I was going to go, and I still haven't decided yet. I have decided the Seahawks are going to be last. They're going to have a bad year. And, Arizona, getting Kyler Murray back should help them to be, I think, like an 8-win team. I don't see them getting over 500. If they do, it's not going to be by much, just because you're going to have to face the Rams, 49ers 4 times right off the bat. It's a tough schedule. I was looking at their schedule. It's a tough schedule for that division. And I'm sorry, fellas, but short quarterbacks who can run real fast, they don't do it for me. No offense. My apologies to your current situation as well.
Scotty D, you know the guy that we originally wanted, right?
I know you wanted C.J. Stroud. B-Live wanted Anthony Richardson.
I wanted Will Levis.
You must have said that on a different podcast.
No,
he said it here.
I said it here. I've been said I wanted Will Levis, but nobody listens to me. It's cool.
You said Anthony Richardson.
I did not. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I said about Anthony Richardson. I said he is Cam Newton 0.01. Like everybody thinks he's the next big thing, and I was proven absolutely right. He got hurt because he was trying to do too much. I said that specifically. I'm gonna pull up. You know what? Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna pull up the footage, and I'm gonna show you exactly where.
Yeah, I'd like to see this. Because I remember Eddie Cool saying, "I'm gonna rock with C.J. Stroud," and you said, "Yeah, I'd like to have Anthony Richardson." I remember it.
No, you're a little older than us, so I mean,
a little bit more sober too.
I understand, but
boy, here we go.
But you already know Eddie Cool. You already know where we're going with it. I mean, I'm not the one.
I'm going to take the 49ers. I just think they have too many weapons and experience. I'm taking the 49ers. I'm not convicted on this pick, but I'm just taking them till you knock them off. You take the 49ers. B-Live, what do you got?
Yeah. All right. I'm not the one that
forgot. It doesn't matter who you're going to pick because you're going to change it later. You might pick Anthony Richardson to win the division.
He ain't going to let me say it. He ain't going to let me say it. I wasn't the one that forgot my glasses on my head earlier.
Oh, boy.
I did do that. Yeah, I did do that. Yeah, man. We had a little trouble before the show, folks, where I couldn't find my glasses. And on our Zoom call, B-Live noticed that they were on top of my head. So there was that.
Yeah. Ain't gonna tell me what I said last year. Anyway, Eddie Cool. I was on the fence with this as well, but I'm bleeding with you. I'm going to go with the Rams because here's the thing. the San Francisco 49ers have all the pressure on them right now. The Rams are playing free. Like if they don't win, it's like, well, it is what it
Yeah,
is.
whatever. Yeah.
But the San Francisco 49ers have been on the cusp of winning year after year after year after year. And to be quite honest with you, I haven't seen any improvement. Like I've seen improvement. Well, I'm not. Here's the thing: I've seen improvement from the Rams at running back position. They improved that, and if the Rams can stay healthy,
Ooh.
if Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua can stay healthy, along with Matt Stafford, they're gonna be dangerous. Like NFC Championship dangerous. I picked the Rams, and like I said, I said last week, I've already picked all of my wild card positions in the NFC. San Francisco doesn't make the playoffs.
Hmm.
I'm putting that out there.
Okay.
I think the Rams beat them twice. I think they're going to be scrambling, and so because at the end of the day, they're going to lose somebody out of that core. They better do it this year. That's why I think the pressure is going to be insurmountable against them, because if they don't do it this year, they're going to lose their core. Because you got to pay the man.
They're
Or
not
the
going to pay Brandon Ayuk.
or the
Well, not
men
Brandon.
or the men in this case.
Yeah, a lot. They're almost in a worse situation than the Cowboys. Because I mean, when it comes to Dak, I mean, you're still paying him 40 million. So 40 million to 60 million is a lot different from 800,000 Brock Purdy to 50 million. That is a substantial cap hit. That's going to happen. They're going to pay the man. They have to pay the man. But
Well, they will in it, but I mean, you work around a prize quarterback like that. I mean, they'll pay him, but then next year they won't probably have Ayuk or Kittle. Next year, those guys will probably go. But they drafted this Ricky Pearsall, is supposed to be pretty good. So you plug him in, pay Debo, and away you go. Find the skill position guys, protect your quarterback, keep that defense churning.
yeah,
Yep. So B Live, who'd you pick?
I,
So we picked the Rams. Scotty, do you picked?
he
I'm
picked
on
me
my own
for.
on this one too with the 49ers,
All
All right.
right.
which doesn't really feel like an out on the limb kind of pick, honestly,
It
because
isn't.
they were
It ain't.
darn near the Super Bowl champions.
I,
Yeah.
I I just think the pressure is mounting.
Yeah,
The time
yeah,
is ticking.
and
Mm.
and look, I have been on record saying I think Sean McVay is the best coach in the NFL, and I still believe that. So if they win that division or even the Super Bowl, it's not going to shock me one bit at all.
All right.
Remind me to see you guys that YouTube video about the coaching tree, the coaching galaxy. So interesting. If you want to kill some time and learn something, it's interesting. Moving over
Okay.
to the Go ahead,
Eddie,
B
Eddie
Live.
Cool,
What's up?
before you even go into that, let's just not waste any time. Sweep Kansas City Chiefs. Let's just move on. There's no reason to even AFC West. Fellas, is there any reason to talk about any other team in the AFC West? Really?
Well, I mean,
Uh,
not as far as winning the division. No, the
mm-mm.
Raiders are going to be terrible. I think we probably all want to put them in our basement.
Yeah.
And I think Denver is going to show some improvement. I think the Chargers are going to be very interesting with Harbaugh aboard. But I mean, it's going to take a lot to unseat the King. You know, when I say a lot, I mean a bad injury. Other than that,
Do y'all think any one of those other teams are going to make the playoffs?
Hell no.
yes.
Who
All
do
right,
you
so
have making the who you have
let,
making
let,
the
let
playoffs?
here. I'll tell you what. Let's recap that. I'll recap the division winners, and we'll make sure we get our wild cards lined.
Okay.
We all have the AFC East Dolphins.
Yep.
AFC North, you guys have the Ravens. I have the Bengals.
Mm,
We all are in agreement with Kansas City.
mm,
You guys both have the Texans in the South. I got the Jaguars. All
mm.
right. So who are your wild cards then? Be live. Who are your three wild cards for the AFC?
My three wild cards, I mentioned them each time, and I gotta backtrack real quick because I think I said that because I picked the Dolphins to win the division. I think I put the Bills in the wild card. I
Yep.
picked the
Okay.
Ravens to win the
Yes.
division,
Mm.
and I want to say I put Cincinnati and Cleveland
Okay.
into, and then I have the Texans winning the South and nobody wild card, and Chiefs and nobody.
All right. What about you, Eddie? Cool.
Uh, so for the AFC North, I picked who that? I picked Baltimore
You
to
have
win
the
it.
Ravens. You have
I
the
picked
Ravens.
I picked the Baltimore to win it, and then the two teams from Ohio, they get into the playoffs. Then we got I picked Miami to win the division, and I think I said the Bills too for the wild card.
Fair
K
enough.
Kansas City out west, I ain't really worried about them. What else am I missing? What else am I missing? What else am I missing? Kansas City out west and up north. Well, I think I
You
got
got the
everybody.
Dolphins, Ravens, Chiefs, and Texans. Those are your four. Or no, I'm
Okay.
sorry. Yeah. Dolphins, Ravens, Chiefs. Hey, you guys have the identical winners
Yeah.
for divisions, but different wild cards. I
Mm.
have the Dolphins, Bengals, Chiefs, and Jaguars, and I have the Ravens, Bills, and Chargers as my wild cards.
Okay.
Ooh, you putting the Chargers in there? Think
I
they're
am
gonna make
putting the
that
Chargers
jump?
in. I do.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
all right.
I understand that, you got a
All right.
quarterback friendly coach, and then you got a quarterback we need to get together. So hopefully that can be a match made in heaven.
All right.
All
So the
right.
NFC, we all three have the Eagles. We all three have the Lions. We all three have the Falcons. And then the West, I have the 49ers. You two have the Rams. How about
Mm.
your three NFC, Be Live?
NFC wild card. I have the Cowboys, the Packers, and the Bears.
Okay. And how about you, Eddie?
In the NFC, I have the 49ers as my wild card,
Yep.
the Packers,
Yep.
and it's gonna sound crazy as hell. I think Tampa Bay backs their booty up into the
Okay.
playoffs, believe it or not, somehow,
They very
some
well
way.
could.
Mm.
They very well
Yeah,
could.
yeah.
All right. My wild cards, I have the Rams, Packers, and Cowboys.
Okay.
All
All
right. Do we
right.
want to take a break? Do we have enough time? We probably need to take a break before we do our
Yep.
rookies of the year MVPs. Oh, that gives me something to look forward to.
All right, we're gonna take a break. As Scotty D mentioned, we're gonna come right back here on the Sports Bros podcast. We talking about football, and oh yeah, some more doggone football. After this break, we give our rookie of the year picks and our MVP picks. And they should be fun. Coming at you right here on the Sports Bros podcast.
In the meantime, in between time, check us out on another platform because we got sports here, sports there, and all that whatnot. But on Wednesday, we just break it down a little bit and we talk about mental health. And we ask everyone to let's check in with the Wellness Check Wednesdays podcast.
Feel free to join us. For more information, just check out our Wellness Check Wednesday page on Facebook. Click the link, and of course, let's check in.
Check in. See you on Wednesday.
All right, we're back here at the Sports Bros podcast, and where we left off, we were talking about the Rookie of the Year and the MVP picks. Scotty D had to take off because he had an obligation he had to take care of. We fully understand it because we some working brothers right here, man. We working, we stay busy because we do it to get better. All right. All right, B Live. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. The MVP picks. Who you got?
Oh man, oh man. Well, before Scotty D took off on us, I think he is either helping with the Trinity Hillers I think a girls volleyball I think he's helping with. So
Yes.
he's showing the love to the community and to the kids and everything. Much respect to that. Before Scotty D took off, he did mention his picks for the NFL MVP and the NFL Rookie of the Year.
So as we alluded to earlier, Scotty D had to fulfill an obligation, but he did leave us with some answers. With that being said, Be Live, who did Scotty D pick for his MVP?
He thought way outside the box with this one. Yeah, sure. Way to reach out and touch someone. He picked Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, he says he returns. I mean, of course, Patrick Mahomes never really left the conversation, but he had a less than stellar he still won the Super Bowl. He's had a less than stellar regular season. So Lamar Jackson won MVP. But this year, Scotty D says he will return to form and Patrick Mahomes will win the MVP.
Okay.
Ah, so what Eddie Cool, what say you when it comes to the MVP pick?
Man, yeah, I know Lamar Jackson's a bad man and everything, and I know Joe Burrow will be back, but I will say this though. I think Joe Burrow, if he stays upright and healthy, he can nudge the eventual winner. And I think the eventual winner will be Patrick Mahomes because Patrick Mahomes has shown us time and time again not to count him out. Almost Brady-esque, if you will. Yeah, think about it. He did it with Tyreek Hill, without Tyreek Hill. People say he didn't have no wide receivers other than Travis Kelce. Somehow, some way, he gets it done. And he's over here throwing like no-look passes in the preseason. Boy, we in trouble now. We not in trouble, but our opposing defenses are in trouble. So I'm gonna roll Patrick Mahomes, man. What say you?
Patrick Mahomes throwing behind the back. And the fact of the matter that he threw that behind the back pass because Travis Kelce didn't hear the play call and ran the wrong route.
Yeah.
It's like what are you doing? He threw that in spite. Like, how do you throw a behind the back pass in spike and not as a highlight? This, yeah. But y'all love your AFC quarterbacks. And Joe Burrow, this, Lamar Jackson, that, and of course Patrick Mahomes. I'm flipping the script entirely when it comes to my MVP. Honorable mention. Watch out for Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
I think with the addition of Saquon Barkley in the backfield, Jalen Hurts has that chip on the shoulder. Only thing that everybody's talking about is their collapse from last season, where they went like 1-5, 1-6 the last 6 or 7 games, then lost in the like it was an epic fail.
Very.
But Jalen Hurts like, hold on, wait a minute, y'all, slow down now. We still ain't but too far removed from being in the Super Bowl, and we coming. So that's my honorable mention. But I just see when it comes to trajectory, when I see somebody on the rise, somebody's got that confidence about him, got that swagger about him, the city's
Hmm.
behind him, they done paid him the money. He's one of the top paid quarterbacks in the NFL now. And I just think he's come to terms with who he is and what he's capable of and the weapons that are around him. Watch out for my boy, Detroit Lions. Oh, Jared Goff.
Okay.
I think he is going to win the MVP. I see him with 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. Now, it's only a feat that's only happened a couple of times in NFL history, but the weapons that they have, the way that Detroit plays the ball, they were just a smidgen removed from making it to the Super Bowl. I think that I watch out for him. Watch out for him.
Okay.
Jameer Gibbs in the backfield. Like, oh man, it's Jared Goff. Watch out for him. It's his time. Yes, sir.
All right. Got it out the way. Let's go ahead and slide over to rookie of the years on the offensive side of the ball. We would have done a defensive rookie of the year, but I ain't gonna lie to you, we didn't get that far. We didn't really, didn't really get that
And did
far.
our research.
Now, I mean, one time we don't do our research. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Caleb Williams. I don't know, man. It's just like, for me, the hype just ain't there for Caleb Williams. I'm not discrediting him. It's just saying for me, it's just not there. I'm gonna go out there and say if Kyler Murray stays healthy and upright, it could be Marvin Harrison Jr. with that perfect combination of size, speed, and the ability to take the game over. I think we're gonna see it early and often in his rookie year with the Cardinals. So I'm picking Marvin Harrison Jr.
I'm not mad at that pick at all. Not one bit. Like, I think when it comes to Caleb Williams, he, I, it's a lot of factors that just I can't within my fandom really get behind him. I mean, he may have a phenomenal season.
Mm,
it's a fandom in me. I just can't get behind him.
right.
Now, granted, I also when it came to what Scotty D picked before he left, that's an interesting pick because he went with Denver's Bo Nix. He's saying that Sean Payton is the quarterback whisperer.
Hmm.
And Bo Nix could be that fit in that system that Sean Payton likes to run. So I'm gonna keep an eye on him because Scotty D, he tends to mainly be wrong,
Oh boy.
but for he can't defend himself. But there are times that he does show some. He made me right a couple of times. I
Mm.
mean, a dead clock is right only on two times. I ain't gonna do that no more. He
It's wrong
picks
twice a day. Yeah.
he picks Bo Nix. Me, I've been on him the whole preseason. He's giving me no reason to doubt him now. Jaden Daniels, Washington Commanders. And you know what? I'm just gonna keep it at Washington Commanders because I've been picking on them a lot. I can't help it. The Washington Redskins, no name
Name
football
football team
team,
Taters.
Commander Piglets. I
Yeah.
can't. Sorry, Joey Buckets. I can't do it. I can't do it. I got to do it. But Jaden Daniels is my pick for rookie of the year off on the offensive side of the ball. I see his intangibles. I see a person that can make all the throws. And also I think he has the foresight to know that he doesn't have to take off running all the time. And I think I've seen that maturity grow within him just in the off season. So that's my pick for rookie of the year. Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. We can roll with that. We can roll with that. And with that being said, be live looking at my phone because I ain't gonna get no watch no time soon. Guess what time it is?
What time is it? What's happening? What's going on?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. It's time for our favorite portion of the show, the choices of the voices. With that being said, hey, yo, button, hit it. Choice of the voices coming at you right here on the Sports Bros Podcast.
And now, our favorite part of the show, the choices of the voices.
Once again, thank you to the wonderful and so lovely Miss Button for introducing our favorite portion of the show, the choices of the voices. Now, we asked the question, y'all give us the answers. Sometimes you want to do right, sometimes you don't. But either way, we still going to read it right here on the Sports Bros Podcast. Be live. What's on tap for this week?
Oh, thanks to Scotty D for putting in the work and everything, and wish you could be here.
Mm-hmm.
But we asked this previous week, who have you seen? And that emphasis on who have you seen
With your eyes.
has had the best rookie season to date. Who have you seen? There's rookie seasons across the board, but who do you think? Who have you seen has had the best rookie season so far? And we had a few answers here and there, man, we'll just jump right into it.
All right, let's go and get into it. Our Hall of Famer Uncle Maxie says Eric Dickerson in 1983, he led the NFL in many categories. Slam dunk rookie season. Cannot deny that one. All right, next
Not
up.
one bit.
Nope. Next up, we got Jim Henson and not the Muppet Man. He said Barry would have led the league in rushing, but Barry being Barry, he set out the last few minutes because he didn't give a poop poop about the records.
Ah, man.
That's
The
Barry Sanders,
ankle break.
man.
Yeah, the ankle breaker himself. God,
Yeah,
just ankles, ligaments, and just knees.
yeah.
Just whew.
My ankle swelling up
Oh,
just thinking about that. Just yeah.
right.
He'll get you. He'll get you. All right, Corey Logren, he said, I submit Jack Lambert and Cam Newton. Be live. The problem is one was seen and one wasn't. I'm gonna let you guess which one was and which one wasn't.
Ouch. Oh, Corey, shame on you, sir. And Scotty D, go ahead and caught you on that.
Yeah, he did.
And we submit that you did not actually see Jack Lambert. You heard of him. You may have researched him. And that was a little bit of a homer pick. Unfortunately, Scotty D has submitted that you get put into the penalty box. Yeah, you gotta sit this one, gotta sit this one out. And he overlooked the word seen. And then he threw in a little love for Cordell Stewart,
Mhm.
which I will give you that, but you still gotta take that 2-minute warning, that 2-minute minor for
Tripping.
Yeah.
For tripping.
I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. All right, so we got that, and then the best name in the game, JoJo Comfort. He says Eric Dickerson, 1,800 plus rushing yards, an absolute monster, and Randy Moss gets an honorable mention. As we did mention previously, Randy Moss did torch the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. I guess he had like what three catches, 186 yards, and three touchdowns.
Man,
What?
that
What?
how do you get burned 3 times? Like
Yeah.
what I'm a Panthers fan. Like I got room to talk because
Uh,
that
that
boy,
time that just
Julio Jones.
overlook. I'm sick, be live. I'm just
So I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. But yeah, whoo, 3 catches, 3 touchdowns, average of 60 yards per catch. Yeah, the yak was strong with that one.
that's borderline high school numbers, man. Yeah,
But
borderline.
man, oh man.
Ugh.
Randy Moss with the honorable mention, much appreciated to that. Scotty D said a bunch of stuff beforehand before we had our
He
pre-production
he
meeting.
did say Javon Curse. I think he said Javon Curse was
Yes.
his defensive rookie of the year, and he had 14 sacks. I think it's back in
Yep.
'98, if I'm not mistaken. That was very impressive. Yep. But we're just gonna go ahead and roll. His pick was Javon Curse. Had a very
Yep.
stellar year. Very stellar year. Me, I say CJ Stroud. He passed for over five, close to over 400, 4,200 yards, 25 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, had a QBR rating of north of 100, and completed 63.9% of his passes. That's a very stellar and strong rookie year by CJ Stroud. And I ain't gonna lie to you, for quarterbacks, he has set the standard high. Because you remember the standard was here, but since he come in, now it's here. What say you, Be Live?
Well, I will while Corey's sitting in the penalty box, he did mention Cam Newton.
Okay.
And Cam Newton, that's my pick because everybody said, oh, dual threat this, he can run the ball, da da da. During his rookie season, he broke Peyton Manning's rookie record for passing for
Mm.
over 4,000 yards. So put that in perspective. He's arguably one of the best, the best passing quarterback in the history of the NFL. And Cam Newton broke his record. So he could throw the ball too.
Mm-hmm.
And just being a diehard Panthers fan, it just such a beautiful thing to see and all the nostalgia behind it. Bryce Young, get it together, do something. Because I need to see something. Give me something.
Yeah,
Something.
please,
Please.
please, just give us a little something. All right, and
Ah,
that does it for the choices of the voices. What's on tap for when we come back from break?
I appreciate Scotty D once again for the work that he does.
Yes,
And
he does.
he presents the question for 2 weeks from now because we are off for Labor Day. 2 weeks from now, we'll be asking you what team or teams do you that didn't make the playoffs in the NFL will make it this year? And also vice versa, what teams that made the playoffs will not make the playoffs this coming season? We leave that question to you, our listeners, to and that is the choices of the voices. Yes, sir.
All right, and with that being said, we're going to end this. Coming up next, be live. Grab that pepper grinder because you know what it's time for. It's time for a round of pepper coming at you. Stick, steak. Don't you dare go away. Right here on the Sports Bros Podcast.
Okay, boys, let's bring it home with a round of pepper.
All right, you heard the woman. It's time for us to go home and get what I call the hell up out here. But before we go, around the pepper, you know how we do it. 3 topics, rapid fire style, kind of, sort of, not really. Here to engage, enlighten, educate, and entertain. There it is, be live. The 4 E's in no particular order. We're doing a little two-man weave right now because, you know, Scotty D is out there fulfilling some obligations. I ain't mad at him, none whatsoever. With that being said, I'll go first. On this day in history, back in 1978, Cincinnati Reds Joe Morgan is the first to hit for 200 home runs and have 500 stolen bases. You know what, be live? I miss watching Sunday Night Baseball with him and Joe Miller on there. Just like hanging out with your uncles and they just talking about baseball and just having fun, man. Those guys knew how to have fun. Be live, over to you.
I miss Atlanta Braves baseball being on TBS, not it's on Valley Sports Southeast West, and who did it
Uh,
that I can never get. But
I
yes,
thought Battle was supposed to go belly up. Anyways, go
the
anyways.
first Pepper Point 2 years ago, the University of Michigan, when it comes to football, went into the college football playoff as a heavy favorite against TCU. And TCU shocked the world and beat Michigan. I believe it was to the tune of 51-45. And the quarterback that led the Horned Frogs by storm was quarterback Max Duggan. We didn't know his name before that game, but we for for damn sure know his name now. Well,
Mhm.
he got drafted in the seventh round of the 2023 NFL draft to the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, if you've been paying attention in the NFL, the Los Angeles Chargers recently hired a new head coach by the name of Jim Harbaugh from that said Michigan Wolverines team. Now, this offseason, this preseason, the Chargers and Jim Harbaugh are releasing quarterback Max Duggan. Jim Harbaugh is getting that get back.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not because of TCU, but Max Duggan, hopefully you can bounce back, practice squad or another team, and wish you the very best of luck. Eddie Cool, the ball.
Be live. The pepper point I had originally was about a 53-man mess and the quarterback and all that, but I got something better for you, and I think you'll enjoy it. All right. Something else happened this Saturday in the world of college football, week 0. And it was a contest between New Mexico and Montana State. First of all, New Mexico paid Montana State $360,000, right? Here goes some money, $360,000. Nothing wrong with that. So in the fourth quarter of the game, the Lobos led I think it's the Cougars. Yeah, the Lobos led the Cougars 31-14 in the third quarter with 13:03 left. When the clock said 0-0-0, Montana State pulls off the upset as they defeat New Mexico 35-31. So pretty much you just paid for a $360,000 ass whipping. Mm, mm. That's a damn shame. Before that, the record was 21 points. Um, Western Kentucky versus Maine, 2023, 18 points. Buffalo versus Fordham. And this year, New Mexico, they lose to Montana State. Uh, yeah, they crawl back and get a 17-point lead. Damn shame to lose that bad. And it says the largest lead blown by an FCS team versus an FCS team. Don't sleep on that FCS. You better not sleep on it. Be live. What you got?
My second pepper point. Yeah, it's gonna be quick shout out to the London Bridge Pub in Raleigh, North Carolina. I went up there this past Sunday to watch Liverpool, the Reds. You never walk alone. Beat Brentford 2-0. It was my first time being there, being surrounded by Liverpool fans. I appreciate the hospitality and the love, camaraderie. It was absolutely electric. If you have not gotten into Premier League, English Premier League football, soccer, you need to, because it's second to none when it comes to crowd, atmosphere, participation, the whole 9 yards. These people love their football. Eddie Cool, the ball.
Before we get up out of here, third and final pepper point, want to give a big birthday shout out to Brianna Stewart. Right, she was born in 1994. She is an American basketball power forward. She won the NCAA championship with the Lady Huskies in 2013, all the way through 2016 when they were just beating everybody over there at UConn. She also won a WNBA championship in 2018 and 2020 with the Seattle Storm, won a EuroLeague championship in 2021, and she was born in Syracuse, New York. She's one of the best in the WNBA and one of the best in the world. Be live. Go ahead and be a Craig Kimbrell and close us out.
Well, Craig Kimbrell has been a little shaky recently, but
Oof. Oof.
oh man, I stumbled on this stat just the other day. This is my third and final pepper point. And you know how I like to do things. The craziest thing I could ever see. I'm going to talk to you about it. Well, we just witnessed this past week Florida State versus Georgia Tech, week 0, Dublin, Ireland. Number 10, Florida State, and Georgia Tech shocked the world. Let me go ahead and say this out here publicly. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. The transfer portal isn't as great as what it seems. Only the two teams that used it more than anybody else was Florida State and Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
What else does Florida State and Colorado have in common? Coach Prime. And I just stumbled on this little bit of a stat. Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, when he played with Florida State, he is tied for third all time at Florida State for most career intercepts in Florida State history. Terrell Buckley's number 1 from 1989-1991 with 21. Monk Bonasorte from 1977 to 1980 had 15. Deion Sanders from 1985 to 1988 had 14 interceptions. One other player also had 14 interceptions, played for Florida State back in 1953 to 1956.
B-Live, who the hell was that?
That is none other than not so fast Lee Corso. Could you put Deion Sanders and Lee Corso in the same room at the same time? Would you think that they both had the same amount of interceptions in college? Lee Corso, Deion Sanders. Never. No, you wouldn't think it. That's why this is the third and final pepper point. It's what I do. This is crazy. Florida State, get your life together. You've been bragging too long, and you just simply can't get past the state of Georgia. Woo, that's 63-3 against Georgia, and now losing to an unranked Georgia Tech. Yeah, I know y'all don't like peaches. Peaches.
They can't stand it.
But it got to go. It's over. Yes, sir.
And with that being said, it's been another episode of the Sports Bros Podcast. Only if you knew what it took to bring you this portion of the podcast. But with that being said, and then in closing, do something nice for yourself. And if you can, do something nice for someone else. They're greatly appreciated now more than ever. Please be a blessing and not a burden, and enjoy the upcoming Labor Day weekend, because guess what? We're going to take the day off. The mother job's going to give us the day off. We going to take the day off, because that's what we do right here, all right? It's been another episode of Sports Bros Podcast. Be live. Take us to the home.
Yes, sir.
Y'all be good. Take care of each other. And RIP to Psycho Sid Vicious, who succumbed to cancer at the age of 63. Multi-time WCW, WWE World Champion. Cancer sucks. And we send our condolences out to the Udy family. Y'all take care. Be good.
Hey, it's Eddie Cool here from the Sports Bros Podcast. Thank you for listening, and as always, continue to follow us on all of our social media platforms. Just click the link in the description box and keep up with the Sports Bros Podcast. And once again, thanks for listening.